Aviani. Ice from Aviani. I put it up with the pack. Bitch, run it back. I put it up with the stack. You bitch had to act. I put it up with the racks. Diamonds attack. Yo, bitch, run it back. I put it up with the stack. You bitch had to act. I put it up with the racks. Diamonds attack. Yo, bitch, no, I got them racks. I put it up with the wrist. Then I run it back. Put it up with the pack. Back. Bitch, I run it back. I put it up with the pack. Bitch, I make it stack. I put it up, had to act. Put it up with a pack. Yeah, put it up with them racks. Diamonds tack. I'll run it up on your bitch. And I run it back. I fuck on your bitch. Shit, I like it. That. Run it up on your bitch. With them packs. I run it up with the wax. Tax. I pull it up on your bitch.
Hello,
So you guys want to
and,
explain what we just listened to?
You
hello, and welcome back to the MamaCast. Here today with episode 2, Run It Back. What's going on with what we just listened to?
I think fundamentally one thing has been made very clear. We have ourselves an up and coming genius in the rap game, and I don't think we know that yet. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Mr. Johnny Kush Seeds, and once he breaks into stardom, I think a lot of people are gonna realize I should have been here from the start. But he needs to break out first. In terms of this song, Run It Back,
Spelled with emojis.
with emojis, I think one thing has been made very clear to us as the audience, but more specifically to anyone who's
Fortunate
who
enough to be
knows.
listening.
I think one thing was made very clear, and that was, oh my God, hold on, I just got heat, Kaz. I got heat. I got Fortune 3 and Efficiency 4.
Bruh.
That's stupid. That's stupid heat.
Minecraft is more important than Johnny Kush.
I just it's very very important to dive deeper into not just Run It Back at the lyrics there, but all the lyrics that he's blessed us with
In all of his musical productions. So, in Run It Back, of course, he starts off with the most iconic line, Johnny. What I don't personally, I don't understand what that could even signify. What does Johnny mean? Like, are you picking up what I'm dropping on the floor here?
I think when he says Johnny, I one thing that comes to mind is almost like a killer, where they have their calling card. You know what I mean? Like that you want to leave your mark. So I think that's what he's doing. He's signifying, this is it. This is my song. Nobody else's.
It's like an audible watermark.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how people
reference to his album art, Waves,
Waves, and how he's really just crashing through the rap game.
he's riding his own wave, honestly, and he doesn't need to almost. Oh yeah, like one thing you got to understand here is he's waves mean so much more. It's such a deep metaphor for what Johnny Cushie is doing, not just in his music, but to the rap game. He's not riding the coattails like Kanye did to get to the top, or Eminem. He's doing it his own way. He's doing it with his own wave, and he's producing just track after track that really just change everything that the game is and what it was.
If I can chime in here, I love the meta narrative he has going on with his music video. Just a green background, really sticking it to the whole high production music video right here. Just a green video the whole time. It's not even a high like contrast green. It's just a gross looking green.
And that's it's even a juxtaposition of the very low quality that is his music video in comparison to how high quality his music is. And I think that's a very, very good good thing you picked up there. I think that was very good, very smart thinking.
I definitely believe that he is trying to push the boundaries by saying that we should go back. We should stop all of this like mumble rap and we should run it back to the old days of hip hop.
She's clearly not mumble rap. I can like clearly define every single word and lyric he is spitting out. Like it is so crystal clear that if I turn on YouTube closed captions, it will understand us every single word.
Like,
matter of fact, like give me 1 second. If you guys don't.
Johnny.
By the way, the YouTube closed caption says Johnny Navi Ghana.
I put it up with the pack. Bitch, run it back. I put it up with the stack. You bitch had to act. I put it up with the racks.
So real quick, he said.
Bro,
I'm
actually pretty impressed. The YouTube closed caption is actually pretty spot on. Not gonna lie.
He said your bitch has to act, and on a surface level, yeah, you're thinking, my female, my girlfriend or wife, they have to act, right? But he's actually referencing the rap game and how the game itself has to react to what he's doing and how he's changing the game.
And how it has to act to him.
Bro, is he making his own captions? Like, you got the Rex down, after your bitch is running back. Like, I got that perfectly accurate. Like, I picked up bitch. Also, I just love his signature, bitch. He doesn't want to say bitch. He formulates it to his own narrative. Look at that bitch. Not bitch, it's bitch. That can be attributed to so many other things. Like, it's not just one sole word, it's his own word. He can use it to anything he wants to.
Sort of like how he's trying to mold his music to what he wants it to be. Very, very in depth.
It's so it's hard for everybody, but for music enthusiasts and analysts such as ourselves,
what are we, Fantana?
It's one thing that's very hard is to really analyze this music on everything, not just on a surface level. And I think a lot of people they do that mistake of analyzing music on that surface level. And if you do that, every music's terrible. All songs are bad. But that's the thing about Johnny Cushie. To the average listener, it does sound bad, but that's because they're not taking into account the the lyrical intricacies that he's doing and the symbolism and the artistry behind his lyrics.
Like he could have mixed his audio, but then he decided to not do it.
I feel like that was a statement towards the high production of the rap industry as a whole right now. And instead of going to a studio, he decided that he doesn't need that in his life. He decided that, oh, I'm going to go sit in my house, get high, and go to YouTube and look up a beat and then record it all on his iPhone in one take. I feel like that was a very, very almost emotional move to do.
And the same can be applied with his lyrics. Like, you know, he repeats like the same words and phrases almost everything. Like he has a formula of what he's gonna say.
Do you think that's also a statement to how formulaic the music industry as a whole is?
That is
I mean,
true.
you can also it's also just like the song, he's running it back to a simpler time where we didn't have to worry about high quality
Vocabulary
or vocabulary or production. You know, we're running it back to a time where, you know, you're listening to the music and not the production. You're listening to the lyrics, and that's ultimately what rapping's about. You know, that's the whole culture behind it, and a lot of us have forgotten that, and we've really almost taken for granted the technological advancements that we've made to make that happen. And he's reminding us.
Do you guys think that Johnny Cushings could give Eminem the smoke in a freestyle rap battle?
100%. 100%.
And not even a doubt in my mind.
Like if we recreate 8 Mile, do you think what was it? Anthony Mackie? Just replace Anthony Mackie with Johnny Cushings.
There wouldn't even be a movie. There wouldn't even be a movie. I could say that with certainty. There wouldn't even. If there was a movie, it would be about Mr. Cushy. It's about Jonathan.
About his real startup in the industry.
Would the movie be called Kush Mile?
No, I think it would actually be called Run It Back.
Run it back 8 miles.
Emojis. Run it back 8 miles.
I mean, everything about. Everything about that song, Run It Back, really is a testament to the deeper message behind it, which is running it back to the simpler time. Like even the song title, Run It Back, he's using emojis to show the simplicity of the song and how, you know, just everything about it.
No words, just simple pictures. No need for complex lyrics, no need for complex music video, no need for complex titles. Everything is so simple that a child can even do it. And I think he molds the lyrics to be in the mindset of a child, to make it as simple as possible for even everyone to enjoy it. And I think that's the accessibility of music, that everyone can enjoy it.
And that's what's so great about music is accessibility. Music is the universal language. And I feel like this expertly portrays that universability of music.
You know, and another thing to notice is Johnny Cushing's signature style of you know, talking about certain themes that a lot of people wouldn't find very appropriate, you know, and you know, such as, you know, to quote him, "fucking on your bitch," or my apologies, bish. So, you know, with that, you know, comes, you know, a certain expectation of him to keep this kind of hard exterior about him, even in his music. But as shown in his music phenomena, Thought You'd Know. You know, that song. I'm gonna go ahead and play it real quick. But that song, before I play it, that song really shows the sensitive side of not just Mr. Seeds, but also the sensitive side of everyone,
humanity as a whole.
of humanity as a whole. You
I
know,
feel like
and it
I feel like that song was actually inspired by his own personal heartbreak. I'm not, of course, I'm just inferring, but I feel like it's referring to. I thought that she would have been known about his struggle.
mhm.
I want to read you this quote right here from the Run It Back song. I'll put it up with the pack to make it stack. I put it up, had to act, put it up with a pack. Put
So
it up with the pack.
so he's saying put it up with the pack, and that's such a very deep message because there's a lot of subtle themes and meanings behind this. A lot of people will talk about pack in terms of drug usage, and he's using that line in order to appeal to younger audiences, and so that they understand what he's saying. Oh, run it back, run it with a pack. But what he actually is trying to say to you is run it with a pack, and what he and pack in terms of having a strong support system and having strong friends that are going to be there to help you out. Run it with a pack. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah. And that is so that is reinforced with the line after it, where he says, "Yeah, put it up with them Rex Dance Tech."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, and what are your thoughts on that line?
Could you reread me the line, please?
Yeah, put it up with them Rex Dance Tech.
I feel like it's an explanation to how society doesn't enjoy it. What's enjoyable to people? Dancing. And he said dance tech. And of course, dancing is enjoyable. And I feel like he's trying to promote people going out and enjoying themselves instead of staying inside secluded, really.
And right after that line, he says, "Under the onion, bitch, I'm running back."
Well, what do onions do when you
They
cut
make you
them?
cry.
They make you cry. And I feel like that's again showing his more sensitive emotions and saying it for men especially, it is okay to cry and let out your feelings.
He's just promoting wellness among the male community, but just the community as a whole. And I think that it's such a respectable thing to promote.
Fuck on your bitch, shit like that.
That one he's just
Turn it up on your
disrespecting
bitch
women. He's just disrespecting women in that line.
with the packs.
And I know what you're thinking. Why would you disrespect women? That's as it would state disrespectful. But he doesn't mean it. The reason he's saying that is so that his true message of run it back, which is to
Run it
promote
back
wellness among people.
to a simpler time where we disrespected women.
Well, maybe, but I personally believe he's just using that to go back to his message of promoting wellness among people, and by saying that, it further escalates his message and makes it more approach, and it really punctuates his real message of respect and care among your friends and just everyone in your community and society, because we do live in a society.
We really do. And it's really a shame that I feel like he's trying to point out that we do live in a society, as he says, put it up with the pack, because what is a pack? A group. And you know what makes society? Groups of people. So I feel like that's also a message about society and how we just need to come together as people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like he was channeling another lyrical genius, John Lennon. John Lennon once said, "Come together," and he meant that as a society. We need to come together as a people, as one. And I think, honestly, at this point, I genuinely do believe that those lyrical geniuses that came before Johnny are just speaking through him, as Johnny's just a medium of these people. Because I mean, it doesn't make any sense on how lyrically proficient he could be at his age. I honestly think he's just being used as a sort of middleman for,
Like
for these people.
a conduit of their message. But however, you can't sleep on the fact that this is his message to the world.
These are his words. Yes, correct. With that being said, if I may, I want to play I Thought You'd Know. So here it is. Notice how he's rapping and the beat itself is actually very light in comparison to say Run It Back. It's a physical representation of sensitivity. The big bands on your hub. I got the big bands, you know. Big bands on your hub. Now notice the beat in the back and how it loops. This wasn't a production mistake by Johnny Curtis. This was actually again this is another form of symbolism. And it's because the song is about heartbreak and the sensitive times that come afterward and you know your thoughts that go through your head when you know you experience. I know you personally, Kazan, wouldn't know about that feeling, but but the feelings that you feel, it's a symbol. It's again symbolism on how you feel as a person and how you're like a broken record, thinking, what could I have done differently? What could she have done differently? How could we have? How could we have, you know, gone through with this and you know made this a healthy relationship that we could have continued? And it's just a manifestation of that.
I feel like it's more of a message on communication and how he's not only pointing out that she may have been not a very good communicator, but I feel like it's also showing that he himself wishes that he was also better.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why he's like, I thought you would have known.
I thought you would have known. I thought you would have been new. That's crazy. You know, lyrics like that, they really go over the head of people who are just, you know, taking them for a surface level. And I think it's honestly a tragedy. Because how can you as a songwriter be taken seriously?
I feel like that's just society.
Johan, what are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I was gonna Power Rangers. I have no idea what's happening right now. What's going on?
Talking about the more emotional side of Johnny Coseed's song, I Thought You'd Been Now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
agree.
Crazy. Now let's take it forward a notch because these songs they're a little older in comparison. Let's listen to his new song that he released a couple days, like a couple hours ago. It's called MVP. I would recommend it. I recommend giving it a listen. It transcends words. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you really quick, just so you yourself can understand the lyrics and the emotions behind it.
Ball like I'm MVP. Yeah, that's why they envy me. Yeah.
There's a lot that's going into this song. There's a lot of themes and a lot of messages that are being put on display at once.
What you used to be. Energy. Fuck with your energy.
Guys, and I got a crossbow that's piercing 4, quick charge 2, and unbreaking 3.
Bruh.
All in one. I need infinity, and I'm gonna get power on it.
That sounds nasty.
You could get used to me.
It was kind of like that one Drake song. That beat.
You gotta be specific. I mean, those songs they kind of blend together. It's not like Johnny Cushies, you know, Johnny Cushies.
Yeah, Johnny has got the perfect blend where every song sounds exactly the same. He's mastered the blend of every song. But
I feel like that's a message about how we all are blending in and there's no individuality anymore.
Ball like I'm MVP.
And again,
I think it's just because he's high and he doesn't know how to distinguish his songs.
I think it's more of a metaphor of the rap game again, and how we've reverted to listening and producing and writing and composing the songs that are just the same, because we don't want to break the mold of success. We don't want to take those chances and risks anymore that help innovate the music industry and the rap game and us as people in general. Well, I just wanted to, that song. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a little bit more higher in terms of quality, you know, in terms of production level. And the first thing a lot of people may say is, "Oh, he's just, you know, he's fitting the mold of the rap game and the way things are done now." But it's more of a wake up call. It's showing this is what you listen to. You know, this is what it is. You know, this is how it is, and we're not doing anything to change it and innovate. And y'all need to know that. Y'all need to realize that. And he's he's kind of having some of that swagger, that Johnny Christie swagger. He's calling himself an MVP. You know, he's showing, you know, I'm better. I'm innovating. I'm doing this and that. You know, and that's respectable. You know, it's showing he knows his place in the world. He knows where he's at. People like him, they realize, you know, they understand their social status in the world. They know,
I feel like
and he's acknowledging that.
I feel like he's on a higher level of just self-expression that we as just simple people can't really understand, like he can. I feel like that's very inspiring, because
Amen.
he is showing that, as even though you can be simple, like with his lyrics, he's being very simple to try and, I guess, conform, really,
And appeal and just so
appeal
people
to the
can hear his message.
that he's showing that I am simple, my lyrics are simple, but I'm just a
mortal man.
I'm just a mortal man who can think at a higher level, and I can express that. And he's saying that I want you to be like me, but not in a way that compromises
conform.
where you conform.
Hmm.
Do not sacrifice your individuality. I feel like that's
And
what he's
again,
going for.
it really does go back to that message I was saying before, where he's promoting self wellness, and I think that's it's it's a tale. It's a tale we've all experienced once or twice, and we've understood where we can conform and be with the popular kids, or we can be ourselves and be happy. And I think that's the reason why Johnny Cushie is a little not as known as like a Drake or a Kanye. That was completely his decision. He understood I can conform and be like them, or I can go on my own wave, which is what his first EP is called, and I can do things the way I think should be done. And it's a tale that's very inspiring. And we've all come across that dilemma once or twice. Now, whether or not we went through and did it the way John did it, that's a different story.
That's one thing I want to get into. Who is Johnny? Who is John? Who is the man behind the seed?
He's the one who seeds.
No, we listen to his rap, but who is this person?
Who
as a
is
person?
he really? Who is he
Well,
really? I want to.
I personally have at one point had a very close connection to him.
No way.
As you may
Fun.
or may not know, I've been playing trumpet since 6th grade, since middle
I didn't.
school.
I didn't know that.
Wouldn't have
And
known.
I
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Johan. I met formerly known as John in my 8th grade year. He also played trumpet
Before he got the seed power.
before he
Before you awoke, before you awakened,
before he woke up. I guess before all of us.
before he Dokkan awakened.
That's what he did, and that's why today's video is sponsored by Dragon Ball Z
Dokkan
Battle.
Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. If you can download it for free now, you get an SSR guaranteed when you first download the game. I recommend it personally.
It's a very
Free to
good
play,
game.
free to play game, free to play friendly.
Free to play.
Friendly. Man, I hate those free to play hostiles.
Johan, but it's a free to play game. You don't have to spend money on it.
I'm glad they're friendly though. I'm glad they're free to play friendly, not a free to play nasty.
But he, at the time, he played trumpet along with me. He was third chair while I was first, because I used to be pretty good, if I do say so myself.
And again, I mean, just real quick, it goes down to him not wanting to conform. He knew he could have been first, but it was his intricate style that he really was like, if I do what I have to do, I'm not gonna be me. And he didn't want
like
that.
he saw the bickering between myself and the second chair of trying to fight for first, and I feel like he saw that and he was like, I don't want to be a part of that because that wouldn't be myself for that kind of competition. It's a very, very intelligent move, and I'm gonna definitely turn the rain off in Minecraft right now.
What's your thoughts on that, Johan? What do you think of that?
All right, run that back, please. I was watching Power Rangers again.
Run it back. He's definitely a person.
Thank God we got that out of the way. I was really concerned just a seed.
Yeah, he's definitely a person.
But that would make sense if he was actually just a Kush seed, because like he is in a higher level of thinking than all of us.
I feel like,
and he emulates being a mortal going down to our level. But I really feel, in conspiracy time, I really feel he is above this plane of thinking.
Did you know the reason why Kush Seeds is in his name is because he owns and runs a dispensary of marijuana products.
And he probably wouldn't know that because he's a very humble person. He doesn't want to flex that.
Of course, but flexing is, I feel, necessary in this era of rap to kind of make it big.
So are you saying that his lyrics is a persona he puts on?
Exactly.
No,
It's a
not.
moniker that he's adopted.
He's in one way he is trying to change flex culture slowly. He's starting off almost as if he is one of them and then changing it to his own needs.
Kazan, would you say you have never seen Jonathan Kush ever flex on you?
Never.
By
Never
golly.
with any meaning behind it. Never.
Yet he's
Would you say he had drip on him,
constantly
but never flexed it?
never
Drip
flex.
drip runs through his veins.
He mopped after himself.
The last time I saw him in person, he looked like a broken faucet because of just the sheer amount of drip on his body.
Would you say that they had him as the backup sprinkler system?
Absolutely. No Capriati's.
Damn. That must have been a moist school.
But
The humidity levels have gone off the fucking charts.
it was definitely an experience having to experience life at the same time as Johnny Coseeds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate that experience again. Just because of how intimate it was, really.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we think he Johnny instead of using his real name John? Why the upgrade to a Johnny?
It was his calling. That was just what he had to do. He felt it in his blood. And I feel like he just had to do it. Like, you know that one image where it's that guy, his name's Lucky Luciano, and he's like, I had to do it to him. You know the one, he's in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Lucio from Overwatch?
No, Lucky Luciano.
Yeah, I know Lucio from Overwatch. Yeah.
That's the cereal?
Huh? There's a cereal? What?
Yeah, there's a Lucio cereal.
This is news to me.
Lucio's?
Did they make like an actual cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we're talking about the cereal? What are we talking about?
Do you think Johnny Coseeds likes Overwatch?
He definitely plays Lucio.
Well, he likes Rick and Morty.
I like Rick and Morty.
He understands Rick and Morty.
Another example, just him being a higher plane of existence.
He understands Rick and Morty, and I think that's
I
that's
can't
huge.
understand it. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Like everyone else, I just tune it on to watch the pretty colors and say I understood it, just to be part of the crowd. But he actually fully grasped it.
Because he doesn't want to be a part of the crowd.
Rick and Tom Roland should do a collab with Coseeds. We should get the ball going. Start the hashtag.
Hashtag Coseeds on.
Kush X Rick Sanchez.
Get him on.
Get him on. Wubba lubba dub. Wubba lubba kush.
I hope to God
just the opening.
I pray that Fader does not get up.
I
Because I know immediately he's gonna say something that's not appropriate.
He's going to be like, what are you clones doing? We play 5 now.
I know what I was gonna.
I can just imagine the Rick and Morty episode of just go to an alternate timeline. Just Johnny rapping.
Johnny.
What if instead of an alternate, like an infinite version of Rick Sanchez, it's just an infinite infinite amounts of Johnny Cassides.
I mean, that's a world I kind of want to live in, to be honest.
TBH on that.
I want a Pokemon. I want a Pokemon that's called Johnny. It just sounds like that. Johnny.
In theory, we could do that ourselves.
Well, make your own Pokemon.
Yeah,
Gross.
that'd be kind of
Modded into Sword and Shield.
I mean, you can mod it into like X and Y, and whereas
Same game.
no,
God,
you're
oh,
thinking of Sun and Moon in Sword
Same
and
with
Shield.
me.
But we're getting a little off track. Daniel, can you play another high?
Of course. I'm actually gonna play another hit by him. It's called Xbox.
Wait, hold up. Doesn't he have PlayStation too?
Fucks what you been saying. You already know, bitch, you insane. You already know, get the fuck out my membrane. You already know, get the fuck, that's what you been saying. Hey, Dad, turn shit up. Bust down on the brick, little lick on your bitch. Talk this shit, you already know. Bitch, a guap, you already know. I got the top, drop the top. You already know, I got the spot.
I love how he never. The title has nothing to do with the actual song itself.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Run it back. He said.
Xbox nor PlayStation is ever mentioned in any of those songs, and I love how he uses "You Already Know" a million times, just like Bish. You know, and it gives this mirage effect. I feel like I'm in a haze when listening to Kush, because I am in a Kush. I'm in a hotbox when I'm listening to Kush Seeds, because like you hear "Run It Back," Bish. But you already know.
You're transported into another dimension.
I feel like I'm getting high with his music.
Yo, he actually used the N-word.
What? No,
He used the
wait.
N-word.
Hold on, we're not that regular.
Well, PlayStation is up next, but I'll play Xbox again so we can hear.
Oh man, if he said that on the Xbox, I can't make him head on PlayStation.
Well, it makes
Yikes.
sense
We're
because
about to
I
have a
feel
hate
like
crime on our hands.
no. The reason why he said that because it's a reference to the old Xbox lobbies of like the old days
Oh,
playing
okay.
Call of Duty. As you can tell from his Facebook page, he's a very big fan of Call of Duty.
Yeah,
and
post that Facebook page real quick.
Oh, of course. Of course I will.
I've seen those like Xbox, PlayStation memes where it's just like the other one's gay.
He shares those a lot. I feel like that's maybe what inspired the songs.
Like the PlayStation gamer holding, let me charge the controller, and then Xbox gamer, oh my god, I got a battery pack. Oh my god. Does he have an equal distribution of who is the gay console, or is he clearly rooting for one?
Well, maybe by the way that he's presenting this is that he's trying to show that we shouldn't be treating each other as disenfranchised, and that's a very powerful message.
I did not give a shit about your
Kazan, really quick. After this, after Xbox plays one more time, so we can analyze, that. We've really kept our eyes closed to his best song he's ever made. Period. It's undisputed.
It's not right in the back. I don't want to hear it.
It's Andromeda Flow.
Oh, of course. However, that one it's just such a shame that he hasn't actually fully released the song and has only posted it on his Instagram.
Is there a way to play that?
Not through the Discord bot, unless you want me to play it straight on the mic.
Tell your bitch, like my PlayStation.
me,
I feel like that. I feel like that'd be. I would say it'd be doing that song a disservice, but it'd be even more of a disservice to not listen to that song
However,
in this episode.
let me check his SoundCloud.
Got your bitch popping out of
Johnny Kush Seeds is on SoundCloud. Could you do me a favor, Keston, and not only plug him right now, but also put his SoundCloud in the description below?
Oh, I will not only put his SoundCloud, but also his YouTube channel, because I feel like it is just truly powerful.
It's a crime how little known he is, but it's also what he was going for. You know, he doesn't want to be a big name, because if you're, once you're a big name, you get the power stripped away from you. You know, you have to conform, and that's just something he didn't want to do. He really wanted to speak the truth. With that being said, I am going to play Xbox one more time so we can hear that word.
He doesn't need the fame anyway, because he has a booming dispensary.
That is true.
You already know, get the fuck out my membrane. You already know.
Now, he said, get out of my membrane. Again, now we did say that he is on a higher plane of thinking. He's doing that not only so that, you know, he gets to retain, you know, his membrane, but also so that you're safe. You don't get overwhelmed with what he's saying.
Bro, I just put the Xbox notification.
Already know. Fuck your bitch, you already know. Got that felly on my dance socks. Fuck what you been saying. You already know, bitch, you insane. You already know. Get to fucks what you been saying. Bitch, I spraying, no saying. You already know. I'm insane. You already know. Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan. That's a reference to Jaden Smith's song, I Feel Like I'm Goku. And that song also has a powerful message of improving yourself, sort of like the show Dragon Ball Z, and how that show is all about improving yourself through struggle. And I feel like that's what he's trying to portray through that line.
I heard it.
Gotta go. Bust
Fuck,
down, let's
fuck,
go. You already know.
I didn't say fuck, bitch.
Bitch, I don't need no account. You already know, got the racks in account.
What do you say fuck, bitch, and flow?
Fuck what you been saying. You already know, but you going insane.
I'm not allowed to say that word. Kush Seed is.
Bitch, you already know what I've been saying. You already know, but you insane.
Kaz, you're black. You can repeat what he said.
I will not repeat. I can't really repeat the words of
Insane.
someone who has just so
Who's just of such greatness.
such a lyrical power is exude.
It reminds me almost of Hitler, you know?
Huh? Wait, hold on.
Hitler had a powerful message. It wasn't a good one, but it was a powerful message.
That's what I'm saying. It's this reminds me just of powerful people, just like Stalin and Hitler and
Osama bin Laden.
yeah.
Alright, so this video is now demonetized and most likely will not be able to be uploaded just because of those lines alone. So, anyway, changing the topic to his next song on Drama Drill Flow. This is
LGBTQ.
one of his.
He can't demonetize it now. This song is perhaps the greatest song, not just of the decade, not just of the millennium, not just of our generation, but of all time. And we should throw some respect on this song by just letting it play and not speaking over it. So without further ado, Andromedro Flow.
I just fucked up on a bitch from the moon. She like to repeat and 200 on a bitch, that's for sure. I should fucking know that they drove for fucking low, nigga. I just pulled up with that whack sack on your fucking bitch. I ain't smoking booth, nigga. I got the proof. I just popped the roof, nigga. Bro, you ain't even got the top pot in the fucking spot. You get fucking shot, nigga. Mine's fucking hot. I don't give a fuck. Bitch get fucked. My dick get sucked, nigga. I rep on a bitch. You fucking rep on a bitch. Whoa, I just fucked your flow. I just fucked your hoe for the fucking low. I rep on your bitch. bitch, we ain't the same, bitch. You a fucking lame. Johnny Cushies, that's my fucking name. Good weed, good seed, what you need? See it in my fucking face, you already know. Got me fucking chase, nigga. Wraith on my wrist, your bitch give me face. Smoking Angel Cake OG, bitch, I'm a fucking G. That you fucking know, that's for sure. Got the fucking flight in the dark, that you fucking know. Left your bitch on that fucking plane, that you know. I just fucked up on your bitch, that's for sure. She sucking on my click, that you know. Line got the fucking click, that's the show. I just dropped a click on your hoe. Let him trip, but I ain't fucking crip. Let him dip, bitch, I ain't got your bitch. Bitch, you drippin', nigga, that's a rich bitch. I didn't be a little fucking snitch. You a little fucking bitch. Got your bitch on her dick, you already know. You want this brick? She gotta hit a fucking lick. You already know. Lit a fucking dick. Oh, it's a damn show. Lighten up on this bitch. Like a damn blow. Whoa, she on my fucking dick. Yeah, hit that 3 fucking times and she fucking lit. Like, I just hit a fucking lick. Whoa, I'm too with the shit, nigga. You get fucking hit. Smoking shitty, got your fucking bitch. Blushing out a titty. Got a litty in the city. Thought you know. Whoa, that's your bitch, that's your know. She on me, that's a fucking G code, that's for sure. I just fucked up on your hoe. Fuck a butterfly in the place, bitch. You a fucking lace. You already fucking know, that's a fucking show. I took out like a fucking Scotty on that fucking Scotty, nigga. Leave your bitch D and left that fucking Dottie. Dottie. That's fucking hot. Got a hottie body coming back on me. And we ain't the same, bro. Waking back again, that's for sure.
It's a very
Powerful
emotional
words.
song.
Powerful words.
Very.
You know, I don't listen to lyrics, but I could just hear the power in his voice. I felt everything.
It really forces you to listen to the lyrics
I
by
think
having lyrics so up in front like that.
I think that I think the song speaks for itself, but it's I mean it's the reason why he didn't release this song on mainstream media like YouTube. He wanted you to kind of want to find the answers on your own and then search, you know, for yourself, and I think he did a good job of doing that. Furthermore, it's hard to analyze lyrics so as powerful as these because it's the raw emotion. You know, you can't really analyze that. You can't really take that into account because unless you're there, unless you know you're Johnny Cush Seeds himself or you've been through similar experiences, you're just not going to be able to feel those emotions, at least to the degree of which John does.
That's definitely a wise message there. That I feel like he's saying that I am not just myself by saying Johnny Cuseeds is my name. And I feel like it's showing that he is going to improve himself by taking on this persona of Mr.
Johnny.
Cuseeds. Of Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a very inspiring message saying that you shouldn't have to put on this persona and you should show who you are even though you have to make a name for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very powerful.
That's crazy. I don't know a better way to end.
And the Yo
Then
Mama Cast episode 2. Maybe in the future we could get Johnny Cush seats himself on the podcast. We'll have to see where that goes.
If y'all want him to be on this podcast, do us a favor. Let us know in the comments below if you'd want that, if you wouldn't want that. Drop suggestions on Ego Incarnate. That's the Instagram handle.
You can
And
also
on YouTube.
leave it on YouTube as well.
Let us know what topics do you want us to
Cover in the
discuss.
future.
Who do you want us to bring onto the podcast? We'll try our best to accommodate. Yeah.